today's video, let's have a quick look at how the market has been really smashed hard today because of a huge fall of the market cap from all the way from 1 trillion and 750 million billion. So that's a drop of significantly 350 billion drop in the market cap. That was a huge drop because Bitcoin crashed a lot today. So let's have a quick look how it has impacted DENT and overall market as well. So if you look at the crash just in a week's time, in terms of USD price, the price has been really dropped all the way from $58,000 to all the way to 45,000. So that's a huge significant drop, but it did bounce back. As you can see, it bounced back to 48k and now it's consolidating around 47k range, but it's a significant drop in one day. Probably that accounts for roughly around 10% of the 10 to 20% of the market drop. So that's said, let's have a look at DENT, how this has been affected as well. So obviously every altcoin in the market is going to be affected because of that. So particularly the top hundreds are the worst affected. I would show you a little bit. Now they have adjusted a little bit, but there was significant drop. You can see all are in the 30% drop range. This is top crypto.com is top 20th coin, and it's dropped by 32%. Icon by 20%, 20%, 20%. So you can see most of the 50% of the coins have dropped. They have picked up a little bit, so you can see a little bit up turn there, but they were all above 20 to 30% drop range. So that said, you can imagine their their market cap has dropped significantly as well. That's another thing we need to have a look. So if you look at DENT, the market cap actually got pushed a little bit higher because the other coins have dropped significantly. You can see it's just around 152, even though DENT also has dropped in price significantly. So if I look at take out the BTC price and 24 volume out of the picture and leave the price alone and do a monthly chart, because that would be giving a very good indication of how the DENT charts look. It doesn't look really bad if you compare what it was a month ago, which was a flat line. For 3 years DENT has been on a flat line around very low prices. So you can see it had a little spike at around the end of January, and then it consolidated, and then another spike it had back on 4th of February, and it just had a run up to all the way to 275. That was a 10x high, but now it's consolidating and it's just following the markets at the moment. So I think there is a strong support around this range, 1.5 range, as this has been tested quite a lot of times. So 1.5 is probably the testing ground, I would say. And then once that testing ground, if it crumbles, then probably the next support level will be around 1064 we might have. So let's correction in the market, open market is always good. Don't panic. This is quite normal, and we have seen DENT smashing really hard in the past 3 years. This is not something new. If you have been on the DENT coin price, following the coin price, you might be observing the DENT price has gone down significantly in the past 3 years. So now we are seeing a kind of sort of a bull run at the moment, but we don't know how the bull run goes along with the other top 100 cryptocurrencies as well. So we don't know about that, but let's keep an eye. And right now it's consolidating around this 0.0015 range. So let's leave the market to decide for the next week or so. And yesterday the bull run was really high, so it touched the most top peak on 21st of February on Sunday, and then it was consolidating, and then because of market drop, it fell again. But overall market trend looks good for DENT, and there's a lot of renewed interest in the new people as well. So because they have lots of updates coming, particularly the one which we saw was the Apple has now officially confirmed that DENT Wireless is a official worldwide eSIM provider. So that's a pretty interesting update which was made on 5th of February. These are the few reasons why DENT had a run up in the recent weeks, and we can expect that if the bull run keeps along, then we could expect another Bitcoin run up all the way to 62k. And if that happens, then I bet there's going to be enough room for DENT to make another new high. So let's hope and keep an eye on how it stretches out along with the other markets, because we don't know how the markets is going to be consolidating. In general, if you look at the price charts, they are looking pretty good, I would say. So, and the volume has been really steady, which is very interesting to watch. And on the technical side also, if you look, it's still a strong buy from most of the analysts. So if you do a technical analysis point of view, most of them have suggested it as a strong buy on a daily chart basis. Let's have a look at on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis is also, it's showing based on the moving average, it's a strong buy. And let's have a look on how the trend on a monthly as well. It's on a monthly basis as well, it looks as a strong buy. So it looks like there's been quite a lot of renewed interest, and this TA is based on a month's full of data, and this is from UK Trading View. So let's have a look at in general how the bull run in the past 1 month has reflected on DENT. So it was roughly around 00112 on 25th of February, and then it spiked all the way to 227, roughly around that range, and then it's now consolidating. So if we rest it alone, I think this would be the range it will keep sticking, and it all depends on how the rest of the market has to behave as well. So you can see the BTC Dominance has dropped significantly, and in general, if you look against the whole market cap, the whole market cap dropped a lot in past 24 hours. You can see the peak was around 1 trillion, and that came off all the way to 1.3 trillion. So that was quite a lot of market cap wipeout, because most of the altcoins dropped significantly with Bitcoin, and you can see the Bitcoin's dominance has dropped as well significantly, which is a good sign for altcoins, I would say. But as long as Bitcoin keeps up around the healthy correction range, because you can see it went to peak, and then every time it had a peak, there will be a correction, you can see, and then it makes a new high, and then you have a little bit of correction, and then a high, and then a little bit of correction, and then a high. This repeats, but sometimes you see huge downs like this. So like this one had a huge down, and then another run up, and then another huge down all the way. No one would have thought on 18th of February the market would recover back again. They would have thought it's going to go back. As they expected, it went down significantly. That brought the BTC Dominance to 59.17 on 19th of February, but then it rebounded back, and then again it consolidated, and then such a lot of spikes. Most of the traders would love these kind of charts, because these are the kind of charts you would love to trade against, because you can easily make a 1 to 2% return by day trading. So let's look at how DENT chart looks on a weekly scale, weekly and a monthly scale. So this is on a daily 24-hour scale. That looks doesn't looks too bad actually. You can see it's just pretty good. And if we look at on a weekly chart, things look much better, and you can see the drop is not significant actually, comparatively speaking, on a weekly basis. On a monthly basis, there's going to see a lot of flat lines here, and then all the way so this correction is pretty much healthy. This would be the 0.127 and 1311, all are healthy corrections we might see in the next couple of weeks, but it's nothing to panic. If Bitcoin keeps up its trend high and makes a new high along the way from what it is right now, it's at 47k. If it makes another strides, I hope that would pull a little bit higher as well. And there's another website I want to say. So if you look at dentfans.com, this is another community driven efforts. You will not see these kind of websites anywhere for any of the product. The community has built a very good information about the DENT management team and their partnerships and the whole products they offer. Everything has been analyzed very detailed. So I would strongly advise you to go through this website, dentteams.com. So DENT Teams has a very good pool of information about all the products that DENT offers. DENT has a public facing DENT app, and then you have the eSIM, and then you have the DENT marketplace, then you have a DENT exchange, then Afterburner loyalty program. You can see this is my lovely slide. I usually showcase a picture speaks more louder than words. So this particular picture shows each and every individual item DENT offers. So that every item you see there in this slide will be reflecting here. So you can see different products. DENT app is what is your eSIM data top-up mobile app on the Play Store, and then you have eSIM and Teams. So you can see the eSIM DENT Teams beta is the one which offers eSIM, and then you have the DENT marketplace, and then you have DENT voice, DENT exchange, and then Afterburner loyalty program. So you can see you have the Afterburner loyalty program, and then you have the voice calling feature, and then you have the DENT rewards program, which is known as DENT Earn. So all items are very comprehensively discussed, all driven by community. Whole community behind the DENT team has been helping out, and quite a lot of thanks goes to George from one of our community members. So it's been a very successful website. It gets lots of recommendations and nice articles to read, and then about tokenomics, how the economics of the token works, and then highlight and focus for 2021. So this website is giving more information than the DENT Wireless main websites. So you can have a good read about here and how DENT Wireless works and what are the different products they offer. Everything has been very comprehensively discussed. So I would probably suggest you having a look at it and then have a look at the roadmap, and it's a very unbiased critical analysis about the DENT's ecosystem as a whole. So I would strongly recommend giving it a go and have a look at it. And then I keep hearing people asking, is there a price discussion channel for DENT? Yes, there is a big community for discussing about DENT Price. So I would probably show you this particular this is an unofficial group. Price discussion is not allowed on the main group. So if you search for Telegram DENT_price discussion as a single word, DENT_price discussion as a single word, you will be able to see some of the price discussion chats happening there. So you can give it a try and see how you feel. Discuss about price and some information about that. And in terms of the technicals, at the moment it looks like a potential strong buy for DENT, but I would always have a grain of caution as well, because DENT has been in the past really had a historical impact on price when the other top 100 coins fall out. So you can see here it's the performance of the weekly and monthly and 3 months and 6 months and year to date and 1 year have been really crystal clear on a green flag now, and it looks, on the technical point of view, it looks like a good point for entry, because the next 2 to 3 months they have quite a lot of new things coming up on their pipelines. Like you can see here, it's on a daily, from a daily perspective, it's a strong buy on both the moving average and the summary as well. So let's have a look at how it looks on the hourly ones. Hourly ones doesn't look really great, and then you have on a weekly perspective it looks good. On a monthly scale as well, it's a strong buy. And have a look at how the 5-minute one works. The 5-minute ones, because you have quite a lot of spikes, because that's why you can't get accurate readings of TA on hourly and per minute basis. So if you consider 4 hour and daily and weekly, that would be the good point to start. So overall, DENT looks pretty awesome, as I would say, compared to how the overall market has trended. And another important thing that I want to highlight about DENT is there's been, people who bought DENT at 1 cent and 3 cent in the previous bull run, they have been really smashed hard. I feel really sad about them. But what they should have ideally done is every dip they should have accumulated a little bit late and dollar cost averaged. Then that way they don't get wrecked completely. So they have different exit points on different spike levels. So if and they have been going against DENT Wireless right now. So if you happen to come across one of those hate groups, there are other groups as well for DENT who really hate DENT, and they call this as a scam. But people who have downloaded the app and seen what they have been doing, they have done an incredible job as a mobile operator. And DENT is probably the first mobile operator in the entire world who offers reselling of mobile data. The next version of DENT mobile app, DENT 4.0, is going to have reselling of mobile data straight away. So that would put DENT on the top list on the list of mobile operators in the world. So none of these mobile operators offer all these features: developer portal, gigastore, 10 teams. So even though you see here from the Apple's website, there are a lot of competitors for DENT. I'm not saying that DENT doesn't have any competitors in the eSIM market space. DENT does have a very healthy competitor list, but all these competitors, they make money by selling mobile data. There is no other additional products or revenue generation model in their business portfolios. So all they do, FlexiRoam, GigSky, Redty Mobile, TruePhone, YubiKey, Webbing, they have all been in the eSIM market space pretty much older than DENT even, but they don't offer any other products apart from selling mobile data. But whereas DENT, on the contrary, they have DENT is the world's first blockchain based telecom provider. There are more than 3,000 telecom providers in the world. Out of all those 3,000 telecom providers, it's around 3,000 to 4,000 range actually, to be honest. Out of all those mobile operators, DENT is the first blockchain based mobile operator. So that they have a very niche market, and there is no competitor as we speak. And they offer a token as well. They are token as a utility. Basically, you could buy mobile data and trade excess your unused mobile data. From Sony Ericsson's report, it states that on an average every month, roughly around 5 billions worth of US dollar worth of mobile data goes unused. So consumers lose 5 billion worth of money. They give it free to the telecom providers. There is no surprise or wonder that the telecom providers, they make trillions of money. Just the top 5 telecom companies in the world are worth more than 1 trillion. So that's a huge market that DENT is trying to make a space. So that's why he's saying we are here to put a dent in the universe, otherwise why else even be here. So now you can imagine how big, what kind of market that dent is trying to hit. And we have been watching out the Starlink SpaceX partnership. In a couple of weeks there was a tweet. So I think if Starlink and DW will cooperate, it is with respect to voice most likely. The reason I am saying is Starlink already has its satellite being launched, and all they need is a provider to provide their voice over IP service. So I think DENT is pretty much positioned for a very good partnership for Starlink at this point of time, but it's a speculation. Let's be very clear. That was a tweet which says very clearly that they have bought the Starlink's router, which is a hardware device, and they are trying to prototype something using their router so that they can provide voice service for the Starlink customers. So if that has to happen, then DENT is going to be the first provider partnering with Starlink and provide a worldwide mobile network service. That is a big news from my point of view, because Starlink has already applied for the telecommunication license in US, UK, Europe, New Zealand, Australia, and 6 countries in total. Even in China and India they are trying to launch. So that is a huge volume of people, people living in remote areas where mobile network is not available. Like Australia is quite a geographically bigger country, China another one, and then you have India. So there's quite a lot of New Zealand, and then US. So that's a big countries in geographically based. So the people living in remote places, they could get Starlink access immediately using their router hardware. So the partnership would leverage DENT Wireless to provide the voice over service, IP service for its Starlink customers. So that's a pretty good partnership, I would say. And so until Starlink has built and set up its own voice plans, they would probably leverage cooperating with DENT Wireless or any other provider, as a matter of fact. But considering the position that DENT has as a blockchain provider, it makes sense for Starlink to partner with a startup company like DENT Wireless, because that would provide easy access for their service in multiple countries immediately. So that's the reason we all wish and think that there could be a potential partnership chance, but we don't know. I might be totally wrong as well, but let's see how it turns out and what impact it could have on the overall crypto market if this partnership has to be a successful one. So that's the thing. And if you haven't downloaded the app, I would strongly consider and recommend you to download the DENT mobile app, either from App Store or from Android, and give it a play, and you can see for yourself how easy and user friendly their mobile app is. And you can see different plans they offer. And the beauty of the mobile app is they offer different payment methods as well. Like they have Apple Pay. You could use DENT tokens to buy mobile data as well. You could buy data directly using your Apple Pay or your Google Pay, and if you're coming from Android, and then you can use your credit cards, PayPal. Even you could use your stable coins, bring your own stable coins, and then you can use your Ethereum ERC20 token as well to buy mobile data. So these are the different payment options they provide. You can see as a clear business vision how they could have easily forced everyone to buy data using their token itself, which they didn't do. So they are very customer friendly, and they want to make the app more easy to use and quick to buy data as well. So the transaction goes through in few seconds. You will be seeing it if you happen to download the app. And you can see a month ago, just 2 weeks ago, 1 gigabytes of data would cost you 14,000 DENT tokens. And right now, a week ago, I saw after the price spike, you just need 3,500 DENT tokens, which is roughly speaking 4 times more cheaper now. So imagine if most of the app users, mobile app users, if they buy some DENT token and just keep it aside, and when the price of DENT token goes up, they could buy the mobile data, and the beauty is all the mobile data are valid for 365 days. That is the beauty, and that makes DENT very unique compared to all the competitors that you are seeing on the eSIM market space. That is where DENT is quite unique. And you can see how long it would take for other users, do you think, to recognize how that mobile data could be cheaper. So I'll give you a perception of how the token could become really valuable, because 1 month ago 1 GB of mobile data on the mobile app was costing 25,000 DENT tokens, and right now 1 GB of data on the mobile app is just 3,500 DENT tokens. Imagine 25,000 DENT tokens costed $5 a month ago. If I had kept the token as an app user in the app and waited for a month, now my $5 would allow me to buy 7 times more data for the same $5. Isn't that amazing? How long will it take for an average app user to realize that? It wouldn't take even a few minutes for them to realize if they keep constantly using the app. And once they realize the value of having some DENT spare tokens in the app, then the network effect will create a huge demand in a natural way. At 1 cent per DENT, you need only 500 DENT tokens to buy 1 GB of data. That's really where you can see the value of holding the DENT token. So when more app users realize this, you will see the price of DENT tokens going up to 1 cent and further hitting the all-time high again. And compared to most of the other operators that you're seeing, the competitors, DENT has multiple revenue channels as well. That is a very important thing we have to look at about the revenue model for a business. So DENT Wireless has a beautiful revenue model. They have multiple revenue streams. They are not relying only on the retail mobile users for their revenue. So they have a B2B business model, and then they have a B2C portal as well, DENT Gigastore, and they have customer to customer. Like, as I am a customer, I can directly share my mobile data to my friend or my wife or my colleague very easily directly from the app. The next app version, DENT 4.0, which is going to be released in Q2 2021, which is from the first of which could be anywhere between 1st of April to 31st of June. So between that 3 months range, this DENT 4.0 app could be launched, and that app will allow to do most of the things you see here. Like, you can share your data and your mobile sell your unused data as well. So these are the very important things. They are pretty much following the well-tested and successful traditional telco model by providing multiple sales channels for their product suites. That is, if I were a mobile operator, I would probably try to replicate the successful business model of big telcos. The big telcos, they all do this. So DENT is pretty much copying their model right now. And the biggest advantage they have is it's also a cryptocurrency, so which covers their cost and operational cost. People keep complaining that the team is dumping the tokens. It's not like that. The rest of the unsold tokens, it's clearly mentioned in the white paper that the rest of the unsold tokens will be used and introduced into the market to cover the cost of the operations, maintaining the app, infrastructure, negotiating with the third-party telecom operators. These all has to happen behind the background. Traditional telcos are very successful in creating multiple sales channels, which allows them to bring cash flow from multiple streams of businesses, which is what DENT is exactly doing as we speak. And you can see the biggest reason for why the price of DENT surged so high is because DENT is officially approved in Apple's list of worldwide eSIM providers. That is the main reason and the catalyst for the price surge in the past 3 to 4 weeks. So considering that, I would say the DENT has a pretty good line of products coming out in the next 2 to 3 months time, and I would probably want to show you some of the possible scenarios of how much return you could get if the price has to go up by 1 cent. So let's have a look. Let's pretty first grab the price as we stand today. So 1624 is the current price. So let's stick the price here. So that's going to be 1624. Yep. So, and if we all are lucky to hit and cross the 002 range to 005, let's say, that would be a 3x return. So 3x return would look like $40. So if you have put $10, your $10 would look like $40 here at 0.005 3x times. And if we all are lucky and we happen to get to 1 cent, then your $10 worth of money onto DENT token would look like $71 if it hits 1 cent, which is 0.01. So, and that is probably 6x from where we are right now. And imagine if we have to hit the all-time high, like let's say 10 cents. So this is the sweet spot, I would say, everyone is dreaming for. And that would be like 61x. That's very high. But most of the coins have already done 100x. Remember guys, DENT is now has done only probably 5 or 6x, and probably the other coins have already done 100x. So there is room for DENT. That's what I would probably consider. Like your $10 would be worth $625. What if you have to put let's say $500? So then your $500 would look like, when it is it's the all-time high, your $500 would probably look like 31,000. That's a lot of profits, I would say. So your $500 would look like $31,000 if it has to hit that. And remember, your $500 is not a huge money you put in. So it's there is a asymmetric risk here. So you don't, if you have to put, this is not a financial advice or recommendation. All I'm saying is, mathematically speaking, if you have to put $500 and you don't have to worry about losing your $500, then it is safe. But if you're going to put more money out of greed, and if the price goes, you will be really stressed because your capital is under stake. But whereas with $500, you can easily let it go down to $500 even, without losing, compromising your daily lifestyle, you know. So that's why I keep saying, put small amount of money and let it go for, and if the price drops, you just put another $100 and buy some more, and hold it. I keep getting a lot of people saying DENT is a utility token and it is not considered a store of value. Yep, you're right. DENT is a utility token. It's not like Bitcoin, where Bitcoin has a store of value where you can hodl for many years, and you will see after many years the price of the token would have gone skyrocketed. You're right. But I showed you a scenario where if the app users see this, consider this difference, like if they buy and hold the tokens, if every app user does that, all the tokens would be taken out from the supply, right? They will be holding the tokens in the app, and that is pretty much a lock. You know, the app tokens cannot be taken out. If people who have used a DENT app, they would be knowing it. The app tokens cannot be withdrawn at the moment. That is because it's by design to make sure you lock the tokens inside the app, and that way it creates selling shortage in the circulating tokens in the exchanges. So let's say if 25 million users tomorrow decide to lock 10,000 tokens, then that would take out 90 billion tokens out of the market, and only 10 billion tokens will be available in the crypto exchanges to be traded. So when that happens, right now it's not the case, it's the other way around. Right now you have 30 to 40 billion tokens in the cryptocurrency exchanges sitting and being traded every day, and that creates price volatility. But whereas the price volatility will be taken completely out of the picture when you have 25 million users locking 10,000 tokens each. When 25 million users lock 10,000 tokens, that is a huge number. So let's do the maths and see what happens. So let's assume you have 25 million users, 25 million users locking 10,000 tokens. Yep. Let's see the max, how much it could happen, and then let's see how it brings out. So that's going to be 57. So that would be a lot. That's like, how many zeros? It's very hard to count. You will run out of tokens. You need 250 billion tokens actually. So you can imagine, let's format it a little bit, and so that would be a lot. You can see that means you need 250 billion tokens. Now you can understand how price pressure will happen. So this is, I put it as 25 million users. Let's be very considerate and put only 2.5 million users. Yeah, 2.5 million users. Then that would be like 25 billion tokens taken out. Now you can imagine how this would create shortage of tokens against the cryptocurrency exchanges. That's why seeing the DENT as a chance for organic growth by building up the ecosystem. And most of the videos, if you have seen, that's why I keep saying, if you have an iPhone if you are an iPhone user or Android user, and if you have a eSIM supported phone, even if you don't have a eSIM supported phone, I would probably recommend you to download the app and play around with the app. It's pretty easy to use, and the download and signing up will take probably 2 to 3 minutes of your time, but that will contribute your time, and the more registered users they have, the more chances are there that the more tokens will get locked. So, and remember, when you sign up, you get free DENT tokens as well, which could be used to buy mobile data within the app. So I would probably say a lot of people to download and give it a try. If you are new to the DENT community channel, please subscribe and try to download the app and use the app and support the ecosystem, because the more people joining the ecosystem, the better the chances that the shortage of the tokens will happen against the cryptocurrency exchanges. So when that happens, we are going to see a lot of people holding the tokens within the app. And remember, the next version of the mobile app is going to have a new reward system coming up as well. People who are new to DENT tokens might not be knowing what Afterburner program is. They have a loyalty program which allows you to lock your DENT tokens within the mobile app, and if you lock your DENT tokens within the mobile app for 1 month, it's pretty much like staking, but for in staking you get extra tokens, but whereas with DENT you get extra voice minutes, you get extra free voice minutes, international calling to 180 countries, 141 countries, sorry. So that's a pretty huge number. So DENT as an afterburner rewarding program as well. So if more people come in and lock their tokens and participate in the afterburner program, that is also going to create a price pressure on the cryptocurrency exchanges. The more the tokens get locked inside the mobile app, the better the chances are there that the price will go up very quick. But right now it's the other way around. The number of people who know about DENT and who have used the app is very less, because DENT launched its eSIM service just 1 year ago. Until that point of time, they were just only a top-up company, mobile data top-up company. Now things have changed completely. DENT themselves have become a mobile virtual network operator, which is known as MVNO, mobile virtual network operator. So they provide now data service under their own branding, DENT Wireless, in 80 different countries. So now DENT is a proper telecom operator in the world of telecom space. So now imagine, now they started doing eSIM just 1 year ago. So now only people trying to getting to know about DENT Wireless as a telecom provider, because particularly this recognition from Apple is quite a huge deal. Now DENT Wireless is officially supported as a eSIM provider from Apple. So that's the day they have been waiting for many years. They have been collaborating with Apple to get this work, eSIM collaboration integration into their mobile app. So now people can download the app and install an eSIM directly from the app without even having to use a scan a QR code. That is a beautiful integration they have done in collaboration with Apple. That's the reason now we know DENT is getting popular, because more users are coming to know, and when more people try to lock their tokens in the app, that's when we are going to see a huge spike in the price of DENT tokens. And the network effect is another key reason why this would price the token price to skyrocket. So we are expecting that to happen probably in next 3 to 6 months period. So I would strongly say stay strong and hold the tokens. There is quite a lot of chance for DENT to hit the next new all-time high, and if it has to hit, you can see here how much your returns could be for us. A simple $500 worth of investment, even your $10 worth of investment, let's say $100. I'm just being very conservative here. So even if you have to put $100 worth of your investments at 10 cents, your $100 is worth $6,000. Remember, even if it has to take 3 years to hit the all-time high, it's not too bad from my point of view, because you have got only very little money, which is not going to cost you, which is not going to affect your lifestyle, right? You can continue your lifestyle, go for work, enjoy your life, spend time with family and friends without compromising on any of your lifestyle. So that's why I say DENT is a long-term one, but people get really panic and mad when the price goes down, because they have put a lot of money. They are greed. Out of greed they put more. So always try to make sure you put only what you can afford to lose, not anything that you cannot afford to lose. Don't do crazy money on single basket, I would say. So probably you can see now how your $100 could turn out if it has to hit 10 cents again. And the reason we are seeing it could hit the 10 cents again is because of the value it brings as a ecosystem onto the mobile users. Remember, there is a famous funny quote being said, there are more mobile phones than toothbrushes in the world. So right now there are 8 billion mobile subscriptions, and that number is expected to grow to 10 billion in the next 2 to 3 years span, which is 2024. By 2024 we can expect there will be 10 billion mobile subscriptions. Out of all the 10 billion mobile subscriptions, we can expect at least 5 billion subscriptions will be on pay as you go or prepaid model. So DENT's market is prepaid service, and they could come up with subscription model pretty much like what the other telcos are doing. It wouldn't take long time to provide that service. So that will happen only with the release of the next version of the mobile app, which is expected in Q1 or Q2 2021. So we are expecting it before June 2021. Let's keep an eye, and this new item DENT Gigastore is expected in Q1 2021, which is by end of 2021, March 2021. And then we have a new version of DENT Exchange coming as well, which allows you to sell unused mobile data in an open market. So that is another new feature coming out in the next months. So let's watch out. There is quite a lot of moving parts within the DENT ecosystem, and a lot of hard work they have put in the past 3 years, and those hard works are now reflecting on the price. We can see very clearly on the monthly chart how the price is reflected in terms of the price. It's gone up by 5x, and compared to the ROI, I would say it's still very low. So compared to the ICO price, it has done only 158%, which is just 1.5 times more than the ROI. So that's why I keep saying keep away from the top 100 tokens, because most of the top 100 tokens have already far beyond the initial buying price. So when the token was launched, ICO price. They call it as initial coin offering, the ICO price. Most of the top 100 tokens are already hyped. Keep away from the top 100 coins and buy tokens which are very close to the ICO price, because these kind of tokens are the ones which are going to bring organic growth and very risk-free market potential. So keep away from the top 100 coins. Don't listen to those YouTubers who's, you can see now DENT has done nearly 5x, but no YouTubers are talking about DENT as far as we stand today, because it's not their vested interest. Because most of the YouTubers talking about Ethereum going to 25,000 and Cardano going to $10, XRP going to $10. That would put the market cap to crazy prices like half a 500 billion. But those predictions look quite normal. But whereas if I say DENT coin could hit 10 cents, which would still put the market cap at 9 billion only. Now you can imagine the total market cap of the entire telecom sector is worth more than 1.5 trillion. So out of that 1.5 trillion, how difficult it could be to get a easy 1 to 5 billion market cap for DENT. If DENT has to get a 5 billion market cap, which is a reasonable market cap, and that would put at 5 cents. Imagine if you have to hit 5 cents, which is also not a bad return, I would say. Let's have a look what 5 cents look like, rather than we have seen how 10 cents look like. This is the 5 cent mark. So 5 cent will look like $3,000. Your $100 would look like 3,000, which is not too bad, which is 30x, right? And it's very risk free as well. So don't try to sell your tokens if the price drops. It doesn't make any sense. Just leave it. It will grow eventually, and when there is a dip, buy more so that you could cost average the tokens. So because of panic selling past 3 years, the price has significantly dropped. So if you are watching this channel, please make sure, be prepared, belt yourself up for a strong ride with DENT, because DENT has been smashed really bad in the past 3 years. I'm not saying it's going to repeat, but if at all it repeats, we have to be cautioned there as well. I'm not saying something can go up always. Anything that goes up has to come down and consolidate as well. So be prepared for both the ups and spikes. But from my point of view, this is very risk free compared to going into Cardano or any other, like, so if I pick if I want to buy Binance coin and I want to see how far away it is from the initial coin offering, you can see that this is crazy. 192,000%, 192,000%, I can't even say, it's 200,000% high, and still people madly buying the Binance coin. Don't you think you have to be really stupid to buy these top 100 coins? Really, you have, unless you are filthy rich. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy, but I'm saying unless you are filthy rich with lots of money and don't know what to do with the money, then please go and buy the top 100 coins. You are well off. But if you are an average Jim and Joe, remember, just 97% of the population, they are doing daily jobs. Only 3% of the population own 85% of the wealth of the world. Imagine. That's a huge difference between the rich and poor. So the rich probably go for the top 100, but whereas average Jim and Joe, they could make quite a lot of money with tokens like this, and you could not just become rich, you could even generate a generational wealth. There is a difference between getting rich and generating a generational wealth. Generational wealth is where you leave your wealth for your next generation and next couple of generations as well. That much money is there to be made with DENT than with the top 100 coins. Think about it. Use your brain, guys. These top 100 coins are not worth it. You can see it's very far away from the initial coin price. The initial coin price might be 10 cents or 1 cent probably, and now it's $220. So which is the reason why you are seeing it's surged by 200,000%. Why this cannot happen for DENT coin? Just give me one single reason why this should not happen for DENT coin, particularly when they have a solid business targeting the mobile app users, and now they are a worldwide telecom operator as well. So considering all these facts and the business model and the nature of the programs they are doing, and all these, I would say there is quite a good potential there for DENT Wireless to grow as a strong telecom provider in the next 3 to 4 years time. If you have the patience, and if you have the only the patience will, if you hold your patience, you will be rewarded really heavy. You can see the reward. I can give you a picture of the reward, what it looks like. Imagine if you have to put $1,000, the reward would be pretty huge. If I put $1,000 and if you have to eat 10 cents, you can see for yourself that would be $62,000 worth of return. That's a huge return. That's why lots of people are buying in small denominations what they could afford. Most of them could go with even just $50. Even $50 would be giving you, have the patience to hold up to 30 cents, would give you $10,000, which is really a huge investment, return. This kind of return you would be getting unless you bought Binance coin 3 years ago, which is not going to happen, right? All the top 100 coins have already peaked out. It's not the right time to buy the top 100 coins. Their return on investment is far away from what it is now. But none of the YouTubers are talking about DENT. They always talk about the top 100 coins because they have their vested interest there, right? Because they get paid for doing promotions for the top 100 coins. Like if they talk about a video about Binance coin, Binance might be paying off some commissions there, and they keep making videos out of that. So because they have a huge subscriber in the YouTube channel, so people will listen. So particularly people like Tika Tiwari, who is the editor of Palm Beach Confidential, he talks a lot about coins, which on the most of the top 100 coins he has recommended in the past, and we don't know how this could get recommended by Tika Tiwari as well. We don't know. Anything could happen. If that gets recommended, if Tika Tiwari has to recommend DENT coin, I don't think so it will spike up by 100x in overnight because he has got 150,000 subscribers, paid subscribers. Remember, if you have to subscribe to Palm Beach Confidential, it costs roughly $5,000 a year. That's a lot of money. And even that, after the charging $5,000, still he has 150,000 subscribers. Remember, if he has to recommend DENT coin to his subscribers, the price would shoot out in just 3 days. You would see 10 cents. That much potential is there. And imagine DENT hasn't partnered with any of the conventional telecom operators till today, and there is upside for partnering directly with a telecom provider as well, say Vodafone or Orange Network or 3 Network. Anyone could partner at any given point of time. That's also, there is a room potential for that also. So considering all those factors, there's a huge room for DENT to grow in a short span from next 2 to 3 years time. But people need to have a solid patience to see that kind of generational wealth. But that will take time. It doesn't happen. Rome wasn't built in overnight. It takes years and years of efforts and time. People who are interested in the Telegram price discussion on the Telegram channel, please use this channel. That I will put the link over here. You can subscribe and get some price discussion going as well. So that's the website. Make it a bigger. So that's the Telegram group. People interested in the price discussion, please subscribe to telegram.me/dent_price discussion. This is an unofficial price discussion channel. People interested, you can get some TA and technical analysis on that Telegram group. And I would strongly give it a read on the dentfans.com website as well, which has got a very good information. If you need to know anything about DENT coin and DENT token and the DENT app and the DENT ecosystem, please go to dentfans.com and you can get up-to-date information about most of the products that DENT offers. This website is constantly being updated and maintained by the community, and I would strongly recommend to download the app as well, because if you're putting your money, it's worth putting some efforts in spreading the usage of it to other users as well. So most of the network effect happens by word of mouth actually. So if I use the mobile app and if I enjoy the eSIM service and if I find it really valuable, I wouldn't hesitate to share it to my friends and family immediately. So that's how the network effect kicks in pretty easily and quickly for the DENT ecosystem. DENT has, at the moment as we speak, has roughly around 26 million users already on their ecosystem. So tell me now how long it's going to take for those 26 million users to be transformed into a recurring user in the next 2 to 3 years time. It's not going to take a long time. So and they have an email service as well, so they can send newsletters to their already subscribed 26 million users on new deals and new offers and new data packages, and if a new product is launched, they can notify their users, and that way they get informed about the products that is being offered, and that way they could bring recurring income. Imagine if DENT has, there is roughly, as I said, 5 billion mobile users around the world, and even if just 0.1% of those users have to sign up for the DENT token, that would be a huge number. 0.1% would be roughly 5 million users. So I showed you a small metrics just now. What it will happen if 5 million users, 2.5 million users has to lock up 10,000 tokens each. So if imagine if we have to make the number a little big by saying if we lock 5 million users, which is 0.1% of the 5 billion subscriber users, that would lock up 50 billion tokens directly in the mobile app. Imagine 10,000 tokens. Let's do a little bit of maths here. So let's see how much the 10,000 tokens costs in US dollars. Let's say $10,000 costs $16. Don't you think so that $16 is not so expensive to lock 10,000 tokens? And particularly if they launch a new product saying if you lock 10,000 tokens, we will give you free mobile data every month. Don't you think 5 million users could easily get subscribed to DENT ecosystem by putting just $16 at current price? So if I have to put $16, just put 10,000 tokens, that costs like $16. So you can now see easily people can put $16 and 5 million users can lock the token, and that will take 50,000 tokens straight away from the app. Imagine if they have to put a different number, like say if they have to lock let's say 25,000 tokens, which is $40. So let's go a little bit max. I'm going to stretch it a little bit. 25,000 tokens. So now you can see all the 100, it has exceeded the total. People keep complaining why DENT needs 100 billion token. Now you can do the maths. Why you need 100 billion tokens for DENT token? Imagine that's the reason you need more tokens, because the volume of the market is quite huge. There's you have 5 billion mobile users, and if even 5 million people subscribe to the app and lock the tokens, this would run out of, it will create a huge shortage. That's why I keep saying DENT will easily eat 10 cents in very few months, next few months. Probably longest target I have is 2024. The worst case could be 2024, which is the next bull run that could happen. But until then, hold the patience. You can see how difficult it is, but still it's worth it. The reason I'm saying is it could create a generational wealth for a lot of people. And one thing is, stay away from the top 100 coins. They are not worth it unless you have a filthy rich and you have quite a lot of money. It's not worth buying them. Thanks for watching.